they double up on on this and use basically a slogan where they would ask a question, usually completely unrelated to the following response, and ask if it was either treason, stupidity, or possibly both. Um, it's very, very dumb. Just real dumb. But it works, and eventually this is used to force the royal family to accept a parliamentary government. So basically, something akin to what uh, Britain has, where they have the king and queen, but they're largely associate. They're largely a head of state, while the parliament handles everything else. Wow, I thought I had more for this. Oh well. But yeah, so they claimed that the royal family or that Rasputin had turned the royal family and by extension the entire government into his personal puppets. Now, again, there's no way to know one way or the other. He's just this entire thing is just shrouded in mystery because there's very few official documents on the matter. There's also very little in the way of um, very little in the way of uh, credible accounts. Everything either comes from somebody who absolutely fucking hated Rasputin, or from like a family member or something like that, or you know uh, the royal family. Now, I feel like I've been going rather quick today. Perfect. Um, Soon after this, uh, Rasputin's assassinated. Now, the circumstances regarding this are confusing, to say the least. So, there's no recorded documentation
One good.
of.
Proud is the spirit of Zeus foster.
There's no hard documentation of pretty much anything from this time frame. Rasputin supposedly got a bunch of visitors one night, usually just the normal callers who wanted to talk to him for a little bit, and eventually, by the end of the day, a couple of nobles who were throwing a bit of a party and wanted him to attend. I've read a lot of varying accounts on this. Some of them say that he was asked to come specifically for his expertise regarding the occult. Some will say that they specifically asked him to come basically just to relax and party for a little bit. Another account is that um, they had some very exquisite wines to try out, and they wanted him in on that. Grigori Rasputin had started drinking after the first assassination attempt, um, due to how much that shook him up. Um, he, in his early life, he was very much against alcohol and the like, but he inevitably started drinking because, hey, this is a stressful life. So we are not expanding fast enough to justify this choice of liberty. But anyway, so various accounts say that he showed up to this party for a lot of different reasons. Um, a lot of different accounts say what happened at this meeting. So basically, long story short, Rasputin gets assassinated. There's a lot of different talks about how this is done. The most fun way of looking at it, or the most fun account, is probably the account that says that he came to this event to show off his occult power. Now, for this version, he shows up to show off his power and is not exactly in this order, but whipped, beaten, clubbed, castrated, and hung and the hanging is finally what kills him. Another more probable account that I've read, this one is on the Wikipedia page actually, was that he was poisoned with cyanide, was shot. When shooting him didn't kill him, they shot him some more, and then even after they shot him in the head and knew he was going to be dead, they just started beating the shit out of his dead corpse. He was then cast into a river that was supposed to take him out to sea. Unfortunately, one of his boots got caught on the bridge that they had thrown him off of, and his body fell onto some sort of ice outcropping or something like that, and didn't get taken out to sea, so he was found very quickly. We aren't doing well at all. But he's found very quickly. So, depending on the account you go with, he was either an occult badass or just a religious figure who got completely screwed. Either way, Rasputin has seen a lot of use in varying tales and stories throughout the years afterwards. If you've looked at all into some of the time frame of the Disney Renaissance, where they were really getting back on track and getting their how do I want to put this? Getting their mojo back after they had lost it for so many years. During that time frame was sweet. During that time frame was a brief period where DreamWorks and other companies were attempting to capture the same lightning in a bottle, so to speak, that they had gotten, and the animated version of Anastasia was made, which wasn't great. Just not good. Not good. But Rasputin plays a main character in there, in which they prefer to go with the more occult version of his telling, where he was basically just a supervillain. They decide to go with the idea that he was banished. No credibility in that whatsoever from what I can find. He was actually exiled once to get naysayers to shut the fuck up. But other than that, he was basically just left to his own devices, and was very quickly brought back after the naysayers in question were themselves exiled for being naysayers. So I don't know why the Tsar jumped through hoops to do it that way, but each their own, right? So there's that. He was also used in the first Hellboy movie, for those of you who, are interested in that kind of thing. He was used in the first Hellboy movie, but again, they decided to go with his more,
What is drama but life?
his more occult origins. We're going to skip theology on this one. We're going to actually get stuff we need, like animal husbandry and a wheel. Just a second here, folks. There we go. So we'll do it that way. But yeah, so this is they choose to use his more occult origins. In fact, I actually don't know anything that chooses not to use his more occult origins. Because let's be honest, that's a lot more fun than just some holy man that was treated like shit by the surrounding noblemen. The closest we get to a balanced view is, oddly enough, Epic Rap Battles of History, where they just decide to go for broke and get both of them. Which, I mean, it's lazy, I guess, but whatever. They reached for it, they went. In fact, a small thing that they did get right that I thought was kind of clever. That's truffles, damn it. A small thing they did get right that I thought was kind of clever was that they um, decided to be very accurate with their vision of what he looked like, to the point where, like, if you were to find a picture of Grigori Rasputin, because he did live during a time frame where cameras and telephones and that sort of thing existed, if you were to find something that related to that, you would see that he is, in fact, not an attractive man. Deep sunken eyes, huge, like, mangy beard, kind of a balding spot in the middle of his head, but not quite actually bald. Just sort of a speck where there's less hair than the rest of his head. And just like this, he is the definition of the crazed Russian mystic that you see in different works. Most notably, Diablo 3's monk character is actually based off of Russian monks. And Rasputin, being a Russian monk, shares a lot of similarities with these. What the hell do I want for a great person here? Well, we're going with religious stuff, and we're talking about Rasputin. So let's go with a great prophet. Great person was born, doesn't have a name. That sucks. Wish he had a name. Oh well. We'll found a religion already. So that's most of the factual stuff about Grigori Rasputin. We can get into. Oh man, we could go for days when it comes to Eastern Orthodoxy. I like it. We go for days when it comes to Rasputin. He has so much myth and legend around this one person who ultimately didn't have that much of effect on history, that much of an effect on history. That's what I was trying to say. But yeah, so he's, according to everything I've been able to find, he's just a religious figure who was demonized as quickly as possible. Wow, I really thought I had more than this. So that's all I got, I guess. Thanks for dropping in, folks. Thanks for watching this on YouTube. If you end up watching it on there, like, comment, subscribe, follow. If you have any other topics that you would like me to cover for History with a Bard, by all means, pick them out. Let me know. I will do research for you, and I will look into them. Other than that, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. See you around.